Hi, this is Rajkumar. Today we are going to discuss about this particular topic, general introduction about organometallic chemistry and chemistry of main group organometallic compounds. Let us come to the first section about the general introduction and classification. First question comes definition. What are organometallic compounds? These are chemical compounds having at least one bond with significant covalency between a metal or a metalloid and a carbon. For example, you have like alkyl lithium, alkyl magnesium halide, lithium dialkyl cupate, dialkyl silyl chloride, etc. Here if you see silicon and boron, these are like metalloids. But potassium cyanide cannot be called a organometallic compound due to lack of covalency. Now let us come to the classification. Organometallic compounds can be classified in these three categories. For example, these compounds are having field octets. They are called electron precise. These compounds having unfilled octet, so electron deficient, and these compounds are electron rich because they have more than 8 electrons in their valence shell. Out of these two stands for main group organometallic compound, and the last one stands for transition metallic compound. Let us come to the nature of chemical bond or nature of metal carbon bond in transition metal as well as main group organometallic compound. So look at this electronegativity scale. As we go from lithium to gold, electronegativity is increasing, and especially in case of gold, the electronegativity is approximately same as carbon. So metal carbon bond becomes less polar and more covalent as we move from main group to transition metal. So compared to main group elements, transition metal forms more stable organometallic compounds. Alkyl lithium, alkyl magnesium is very air sensitive and moisture sensitive, and they can be only stored at inert atmosphere. But whereas vitamin B12, which contains a cobalt carbon bond, is very stable under ambient condition. Even in our body, it exists. Let us come to the second section about synthesis. There are several synthetic strategies. Out of them, these strategies are most commonly used. Reactive replacement, where this particular halogen is reactively replaced by one metal. Metal hydrogen exchange, metal halogen exchange, or metal exchange or transmetallation. Let us come to some important points about synthesis of Giegler reagent. This alkyl halide reacts with this magnesium metal to form this Giegler reagent, and the most common solvent is ether. Reactivity order, if we look at the rate of this particular reaction, the most facile reaction happens in case of iodide, whereas least facile reaction happens in case of chloride. This is because the carbon iodine bond is the weakest, so it's most easy to break. But commercial magnesium metal won't work because due to surface oxidation, the metal surface is always covered with metal oxide layer. As a result, metals becomes much less reactive. So it can be avoided by adding iodine. Here iodine reacts with magnesium to form magnesium iodide, and that removes the oxide layer and opens up the metal surface. But in case of aromatic compounds, this particular technique don't work because there the bond strength is even more and we need much more higher reactive magnesium. That has been done by reducing magnesium chloride in presence of potassium to form this type of ultra fine magnesium particles, which is known as Rickes magnesium. Let us come to the section 3 about the structure and bonding in particularly in this electron deficient organometallic compounds. Let us come to structure and bonding. All these compounds are having unfilled octet. They undergo multi-center bonding to overcome electron deficiency. Let us come to organolithium. This is a predominantly ionic compound with little covalency. They can be practically described as R minus L plus. Metal ion is having 2 electrons in its valence shell as per covalent model. It undergoes 4 center 2 electron bonding. as given below. The basic structural model consists of this kind of a lithium trimer, and each lithium atom is having a vacant orbital which overlaps with this type of a carbon filled orbital to form a force-centered 2-electron bond. Now, these triangular motifs undergo aggregation to generate polymeric structure. The most common polymeric structures are tetrahedral and octahedral, and each particular of these triangular faces are having a overlap with this type of a alkyl group. So all these alkyl groups are present just little distance away from the center of this triangular face. Now, the tetrameric structure of methyl lithium can be described in some other way also. This is called a Cuban structure, where these methyl groups and these lithium atoms are occupying the alternative corners of a cube. These are the solution structure of cube organolithium compound in various solvents. And if you see, most of them are having oligomeric structure. Now let us come to what is the effect of aggregation on reactivity. These alkyl groups are actually surrounded by multiple number of metal ions. That reduces the negative charge density. So they become less basic and less nucleophilic. Now this aggregation can be broken by adding suitable chelating ligands like TMEDA and HMPA to enhance the reactivity. So here we can see this TMEDA and HMPA, they coordinates with lithium in this particular fashion, which actually makes the alkyl anions free and enhances the reactivity. Now let us come to the trialkyl aluminium. Here the valence shell contains only 6 electrons, so they undergo diversion via cis-center 2-electron bond formation. Now come to Grignard reagent. Apart from this alkyl group, these halide groups are also act as a coordinating ligands. So as a result, defined possible equilibriums are observed. Now, if we look at this, out of all this equilibrium, this particular equilibrium, which is known as Schlenk equilibrium, is actually the most predominant one. Now, what are the factors that controls this equilibrium? Nature of alkyl group and halide. They can be both electronic as well as steric. Temperature. On increasing temperature, dissociation becomes more favorable. On increasing concentration, the association becomes more favorable. Solvent. Both polarity as well as coordinating ability. High polar solvent enhances the chances of ionization. Now come to coordinating ability. Now if we look at the coordinating ability, how it affects the Schlenk equilibrium. Presence of coordinating solvents such as dioxane drives the Schlenk equilibrium towards the right. Here, this dioxane solvent coordinates with this magnesium to drive this equilibrium towards the right side. Now we come to the activity and application. We all know the organolithium and Grignard reagent. They act as alkylating reagents. They add to this carbonyl group. So we are not discussing those particular things. We are going to discuss few special examples. Now let us come to the reactivity as nucleophile. Now whenever we come to the cyclic carbonyls, alkyl lithium, they approach from the equatorial side, which is less sterically hindered. But in presence of lithium perchlorate, this selectivity enhances by a great extent. Now when we get much more sterically hindered carbonyl like this adamantyl ketone, the Grignard reagent leads to no addition but reduction, whereas the alkyl lithium leads to addition. Now we come to conjugate addition. Whenever we have a alpha beta unsaturated carbonyl, in absence of any coordinating ligand, 1,2 adduct is more predominant. Whereas in case of HMPA, which is a coordinating ligand, now the 1,4 product becomes predominant. That can be explained by this particular model. Lithium coordinates the oxygen band, brings this alkyl group close proximity to these two positions. As a result, the 1,2 product become predominant. But in presence of HMPA, due to coordination of HMPA with lithium, now it cannot coordinate anymore with this oxygen. Now this R group or alkyl group approaches from less hindered side, which is 4 position, to give rise to predominantly the 1,4 product. Now we come to application of alkyl-lithium as a base. Alkyl-lithium acts as a base to form this kind of anionic polymerization. First, it adds this particular carbon to form this kind of lithiated species. Then, this lithiated species reacts with multiple number of such monomeric units to give rise to polymer. Then, next, we come to another important point, that is orthometallation at aromatic compounds. Now, lithiation happens by deprotonation of hydrogen atom at ortho position of a functional group is having lone pair of electrons. This is a strategy of direct metallization that allows regioselective functionalization of certain substituted aromatic compounds. That happens like this. Lithium coordinates with this heteroatom and brings this alkyl group close proximity to this hydrogen atom. That affects deprotonation of this hydrogen. So we get a ortholithiation. In presence of this electrophile, we get this particular substituted aromatic compound. Now, how we change the regioselectivity with chelating ligands? If we look at this reaction, in absence of any chelating ligand, the metallization occurs orthoposition to this nitrogen substituent. Whereas in presence of TMEDA, now lithiation occurs predominantly to the orthoposition of this oxygen substituent. This can be explained like this. Nitrogen acts as a stronger coordinating group. So what happens? The lithiation happens in orthoposition to the nitrogen. But in presence of TMEDA, the coordination of this oxygen and nitrogen becomes very less. As a result, now the deprotonation or lithiation occurs to the more acidic hydrogen or orthoposition of this OMe group. Next we come to this topic, superbases. The addition of potassium alkoxide to alkyl-lithium reagent enhances the basicity significantly. The most common example is addition of potassium tertiary butoxide with butyl lithium, which is abbreviated as this type of form. This affects deprotonation of this proton and we can synthesize describe organo boron reagents. Now we come to application of organo aluminium reagent. First we come to trimethyl aluminium. We using trimethyl aluminium we can synthesize methyl aluminum oxide or MAO, which is the activator for Ziegler-Natta catalyst for alkene polymerization. It's a precursor for Tebes reagent, which is used for methylation of esters and ketone. This particular reagent I am going to discuss while teaching the metal carbon complexes. Synthesis of aluminum films. It can act as a precursor for several semiconductors like aluminum arsenide, aluminum nitride, aluminum phosphide, etc. Now we come to triethyl aluminium. Triethyl aluminium is used as precursor for fatty alcohols, which are later converted to detergents. By this particular method, first this ethylene gets oligomerized, then this particular reagent is oxidized by oxygen, then the hydrolysis of this particular complex leads to formation of fatty alcohols. It acts as a co-catalyst in Ziegler-Natta catalyst. Now, triethyl aluminium used as co-catalyst in Ziegler-Natta catalysis. It plays a dual role as a reducing agent as well as alkylating agent. Now, finally, thank you very much for your kind attention.